Hello, Randy Rain here, and I'm going to be refurbishing this LiteBot, which is kind of a rare robot, and it's going to be up for grabs. So, this is
Randy Robot Garage.
So this is the second one of these I've ever seen. I've already did a video on mine, which is this one. Now at the time I didn't even know what it was called, but someone on the Facebook robot group showed me these pictures of one in a box. And it's called the LiteBot by Creative Merchandise in 1986. Now again, this is only the second one of these I've ever seen. It's pretty much the same thing as these bow toy force bots and pyro bots. It's very, very close to the same body. It's a different head. The arms are different. For some reason, this one has a Wonder Woman looking belt on it, but the insides are most definitely the same thing. And this one kind of works. When I bought it on eBay, it said it only lit up, but it actually does move. I got it to move. The motor was just kind of jammed up. So, see? And this one is also missing the back little decorative piece here, so that means molding time. Anyway, let's get this thing fixed and get it on eBay. So it's pretty much the same body as the bow toy. It's 4 screws and these 2 tabs. Interesting. Usually these are broken, which is what I figured was making these things not work correctly. Usually these are broken, but those are on there pretty good. Huh. Maybe it just wasn't put together right. That looks good. That looks good. Wow, usually these gears are always gone on these things, and these things look brand new. And usually this one's... Oh, wait a minute. Hold up. Hold up. Found one. I thought that was kind of crazy. Have a look at this one on the motor, too. That one does look really good, though. Okay, I need to get into here. Usually this gear down here is broken too. Now this motor seemed a little... the broken gear is a 10-tooth gear, but it has the bigger bore on it, so which is probably why it cracked more easily. Now you have your reduction gears here. That's all that does is reduce it down. Goes to the bottom for the driving. It comes up this way. It gets attached here. It gets attached to this crown gear down below here. Then you have some just more reduction gears here. I end up turning this shaft, which flips this switch back and forth here. It's a double switch. It also turns this one, which is the noise maker right here, flicking this metal piece. Go ahead and solder these back on. This can be a little bit of a tricky gearbox to get back together. Now usually these little arm pieces here are broken, and I have a mold for these, but they look really good. There's no cracks or anything. And then on these arm here, on these pieces, these are usually broken. I can see this one is cracked up here, a little bit cracked here. There's a little crack there on the top. I have the mold for this piece too, but it's such in decent shape except for there. I'm just going to pry that apart a little bit. I have a mold for this one as well, but that looks good. They just didn't have this in correctly, obviously. As far as these tires, the tires look great. That gear is fine. This gear is fine. It even has the sprue piece left on it. I'm really shocked at the condition of this thing. It's really good. See here we have a little bit of a post starting to crack there. So this piece gets put back on and it gets locked into place like this. But before you do that, you gotta get these arms in, and they have to slot in correctly like that. And I don't think they had this side slot in because that's why it was falling when you lift it up. If it's in correctly like that, it won't do that. And then the head has this little peg on it here, and it has to slot into there, and I don't think they had it slotted in there as well, because as that arm moves up and down, that's what turns the head. And then this piece gets the light inside of it, and then it slots in here. There it is, it slots that way. That arm's in, pegs in on the head is on. There. See, the arm doesn't lift when it's in correctly. So now, if I put batteries in it, So now it's just down to making one of these pieces here. And on mine, I have that piece. And they just pop right off just like that. A squeeze mold would be good for this one. Classic piece for that. Start off by putting some clay down in here. Okay, I think this will work, as I want it to be sheer on everything vertical and then sheer on everything horizontal, even if it's at different levels. That way it can squeeze out and get to every spot. So I like to put a fine layer of silicone over the whole thing and then put it in the vacuum chamber and get the air bubbles out. As you can see, after the vacuum chamber, it's all bubble free. And that's the only part I really care about. I'll go ahead and put it back in the vacuum chamber now. Get all the bubbles I can get out of it. Now I'm just going to use some 3-in-1 oil as a release agent. It'll also dissolve any of this oil-based clay, so I can get it out of there. So one thing I really haven't shown is after I make the molds, I give them a good scrubbing. I use dish detergent and water and scrub it all out. And then you put it in the oven for like 150 degrees for a couple hours and really burn off any oils or alcohols that are in here. It really helps. Yeah, so this needs to be gold chrome. And I do have some pretty good gold chrome paint. This stuff's not bad. But then I could pour it, cast it, and then paint it. But I'm going to do something a little different this time. And I'm actually going to use the paint and paint the inside of the mold. And I want to do light coats because as it dries, it could shrink. And it could shrink, it could crack. So I don't want that. So light coats, and then I'll cast it. Okay, I got my gold mold. I'm going to use some of this onyx black plastic here. Look at that. I mean, it's not the same, of course. I don't know how I could get it the same. But you'd have to really look for it and know that it was different. I mean, even if you look at mine, this one's tarnished. These are tarnished where this is not. So, eventually, these will look closer alike. Well, there it is, a working LiteBot from Creative Merchandise, 1986. Now, gold chrome is very hard to do, and it's not perfect, but unless you're looking for it, you'll never see it. Hey, it is what it is. At least it works now. So are you ready to see the LiteBot in action? Here we go. Now these are pretty rare robots. Only the second one I've seen come up for sale. And it's even rarer to find one that works. Well, here's one right here that does work, and it's for sale. eBay link below. So if you like this video, I sure would appreciate a like. I want to thank these people right here. These are patrons. These are people helping me out. Could not do any of this stuff without them. I thank them so very much. There's some perks if you want to check it out. Of course, there's a link below. But hey, that was
Randi Robot Garage.